for my first kind of focused video on systems on this car, wanted to start with the fuel system. So fuel system starts with this aluminum fuel cell. It's a 10-gallon cell. It's a Chinese one from Amazon, which has been upgraded with a JEGS billet cap, and then we've put a -12 bulkhead in the sump, and then we've also added some -8 bulkheads for the returns and for the vent, the rollover vent. And then the original -10 ports are just capped. So both returns are piped internally under the fuel level, or they're about 1 inch off of the bottom of the cell with stainless steel tubing off of the bulkheads. So that eliminates aeration of the fuel when you're returning. So one return is coming off of our pump. It's a ProStar 500 Magnafuel pump. And then we've got a double regulator set up here on our custom panel. So we've got a main power coming from that Flaming River switch coming into that fuse block. We've got 2 power supplies feeding the two relays, and coming off of the board there at the bottom, we've got the power to the pump, and then I've got a ground bus on the bottom there to pick up our grounds. And then on the top here, we've got a fuel pressure gauge that's piped to the discharge of the pump, so you can see what your fuel pressure is if you're working in the back of the car. And also I've got a voltmeter here as well. So our black hoses back here are Earls Ultra Pro. They're a ptfe, or convoluted ptfe hose with their fittings. Under the car, so back here, hard to see, but coming out of the cell, we've got bulkheads through the floor, and then those bulkheads connect to a stainless steel ptfe line, a Summit brand ptfe line, and then that converts back once we get up to the front of the car. That converts back to the Earls Ultra Pro hose. Got an inline Magnafuel filter there mounted on the on that down bar, and then coming up to the carb, I've got a Magnafuel regulator mounted on this mount. I've got a high pressure gauge and a low pressure gauge, so we know what we're adjusting our fuel pressure to. Then on the back side here, we've got these fittings, and these are a bypass fitting. So we've got in the high pressure and the low pressure. And the high pressure has a 0.58 thousandths jet, and the low pressure has a 22 thousandths jet. So what that's doing is bleeding off air and fuel. So we're always getting fuel. We're not deadheading that regulator. We're always flowing. You see those tubes come around, and then they get into that Y block, and we're returning back through a -8 hose there. So the only non-ptfe lines on this car are from the regulator to the carburetor. Those are a standard -6 rubber line with Fragola fittings. And the carburetor is an HP series 1050 Dominator. Thanks for watching.